One of the nice things about ACT is how incredibly easy it is to make small changes to our schedule. Now, mind you, it's not really that hard to make even large changes to our schedule, but it's incredibly easy to make small changes to our schedule. And to illustrate that, let's pretend that Vivian Grace calls Chris Huffman and says, "Hey Chris, you know that meeting that we have scheduled on April 11th? And he says, "Yes." And she says, "Well, it's at 10 o'clock, right?" And he says, "Yeah, I think so." And she says, "Well, I need to change it to after lunch, if that's okay with you, if that fits with your schedule." And he says, "Okay, let me see. Let me take a look." So what he's going to do then is go to the navigation bar and click on Calendar. Now, when he opens up the calendar, he's in March. So what we need to do is go to April. So we're going to use our mini calendar to go to April. Then I'm going to double click on the 11th of April. And there's our meeting. Now, as you can see, we're wide open, right? Chris is wide open for the rest of that day. Now, he doesn't necessarily need to tell Vivian that. He's a busy person, right? But what he can say is, "Oh, yeah, Vivian, I can sneak in right after lunch. And how does 1 o'clock, does that work for you?" And she says, "Yeah, that works great for me." So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on the meeting and hold, and then I'm going to drag it down to 1 o'clock and let go. So now the meeting is rescheduled for 1 o'clock. So it's that easy to make that kind of change. So you say, okay, well, that's fine, but what if Vivian actually wanted to move the meeting to, say, Thursday at 1 o'clock? Then what would you do? So, well, then I would look at my work week view. What I'm going to do is go up to the top here and click to work week, and notice now that we have the meeting scheduled at 1 o'clock on Tuesday. But notice that the rest of my work week is pretty well open on that week. So she says, "Well, can we do it, say, Thursday at 1 o'clock? I say, "Okay, sure, I'll move it to there." I'm going to click on it, hold it, and drag it across to, now it's scheduled for Thursday, April 13th. And not only is it scheduled for Thursday, April 13th on my calendar, but also if we take a look at my task list, you'll see that the date now has been changed to the 13th. And if we take a look at her contact record, so if I go to contacts, go to look up, go to last name, I'm going to type in Grace. That'll bring up Vivian Grace, and notice now that on the Activities tab for Vivian Grace, we have an appointment scheduled, and it's for the 13th. Now, this makes it very easy to make these changes. We can make them wherever we need to in the database. But it's extremely easy to make the change on the calendar and just slide the appointment to where we need it to be. And you say, okay, well, that's great. And that's just one meeting on one day. But what if I have a meeting that is like every week? Like, say I got a sales meeting, and it's every Monday at 4 o'clock, and it's now until the end of the year. Then how are you going to schedule that one? Well, we'll take a look at that next.